Check out my new sponsor, MMOEXP. They're not the fastest in the world, but I'm telling you guys right now, they are the cheapest coin seller on the market right now. I'm talking $25 per mil, plus my code Bkindel will save you 5% off your order. Ooh, what is good, everybody? We are back with another video, and let's start off by saying the quality, it looks like shit. Like, dude, look at how laggy my hand movement is. What the fuck is this? So if you are new to the channel, let's keep it real. This isn't what the quality looks like. As you guys can see, I'm in a hotel, traveling for work a little bit, so we gotta make do with what we have. We got a laptop, and we got an Elgato that's not working. So we're just kind of making do with what we got. But if you are new to the channel, we post banger Madden and NFL content. So if you are new, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you are new, it takes half a second to do so. Worst case scenario, if you think I'm a douche, which I let's face it, I kind of am, you can always unsubscribe later. But today, we are going to be talking about the top 5 destinations for Deshaun Watson, a generational talent and the biggest news of the offseason so far, even though it hasn't even technically started, is Deshaun Watson wants out of Texas. Can we blame him? It's the freaking Texas. They're going nowhere for a while. They need to retool. They need to get some draft picks, and Watson is a winner. Get him a Super Bowl chance, man. But we're going to start out with number 5. I got the Chicago Bears. I would hate this if this happened. Being a Packers fan, man, the one thing the Bears don't have is an offense. They got Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. They have nothing going for them on that side of the ball. The defense slaps. You put Deshaun Watson on that team, they instantly become a Super Bowl contender. They will compete for a championship with that defense, and Deshaun Watson's a top 5 quarterback in the game entering his prime. From a this makes sense standpoint, the Bears would be number 1. That's what their biggest need. They need a quarterback. They drafted Trubisky over Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Now they have a chance to finally go out and get him. The biggest thing, though, is they don't have the assets. That is why they are at number 5 right now. Like, who are they going to trade? They've traded a lot of their draft capital for Khalil Mack a couple years ago. They really don't have a ton of young players that they can trade. They'd be trading like aging veterans. And then again, a rebuilding team like the Texans, they're not going to want that. They're going to want all the draft picks and young players that they can get. So from a what makes sense standpoint, the Bears are right up there with the Patriots and the Saints, who you will not see on this list. Teams that desperately need a quarterback change. But like those other teams, the Bears, I just can't think of a trade that would make sense for the Texans to pull the trigger that the 4 other teams I'm about to show you can offer. They got a lot of draft capital, a lot of young players, and they can make a deal for Deshaun Watson. The Bears simply doesn't make sense, which kind of makes me feel good. Number 4, I got the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins surprised a lot of people this year. They competed for a playoff spot, and Deshaun Watson said that that is his number 1 destination of where he wants to go. And it was reported that the Dolphins are still unsure if Tua is going to be the franchise quarterback. Could go a little sense of Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen was drafted 10th overall one year. Next year, he was traded so the Cardinals could draft Kyler Murray. A similar situation could happen with Miami. So the Dolphins had a great year last year with not the best quarterback play. Decent quarterback play, but nothing crazy. But still, I don't think the roster's all that great. They still have a ton of holes on that team, and I believe they're as good as they were last year simply because Brian Flores is a great head coach, a damn good coach. And the ironic part is that the Dolphins have the Texans pick for this year. They got the 3rd pick, and I believe it's like 16 or 17. But one thing that the Dolphins have to offer the Texans that no other team really does is they got a young quarterback. So really, if the Dolphins want to, they could package Tua Tagovailoa and either the number 3 or 17 pick or whatever to the Texans for Deshaun Watson. It works out great. The Texans get a shit ton of draft capital and they get a young quarterback, where the Dolphins get a stud that can help lead them in the future. But the reason I have the Dolphins at number 4 is because I'm not ready to give up on Tua yet. Tua, I think, has a ton of talent. Yeah, his rookie season was up and down. He had some great games and he had some terrible games. But that's the pains of working with a rookie quarterback. It's the just growing games. Tua had some great games. He had around 3 games where he had over 300 yards. Also 2 games with a quarterback rating over 100. But he had 3 games where he threw for under 120 yards and he got benched. But all in all, he still had over 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and an 87.1 QB rating. Is that good? Not really, but it's decent for a rookie quarterback coming off a significant injury who hasn't played in a while new system, getting used to the speed of the NFL, and just coming out and producing. Like I said, showed good signs. 2 games with a QB rating over 100, 3 games with over 300 yards, and then you got the terrible games. So I can understand why they'd want to look for a new QB, but I'm not ready to give up on Tua. And on top of that, like I said, the Dolphins still have a ton of holes. Wide receiver, maybe fix that O-line a little bit, get some defensive help. They got 2 picks this year, do so. They got 2 next year, do so. So what I'm going to say is if the Dolphins can get Deshaun Watson for Tua and the 17th pick and then a first next year, oh, I pulled that trigger instantly if you can somehow get Deshaun Watson while keep it in 3rd overall pick. But I don't think they're going to be able to do that. Texans are going to want their pick back. They're going to want a lot of draft capital. They're going to want that top 5 pick for a top 5 NFL quarterback. So if you can keep the 3rd overall pick somehow, you pulled the trigger instantly. Deshaun Watson, he'll lead the Dolphins to the Super Bowl. But if you have to give up that 3rd pick, I say roll with Tua for a little bit. See what you got in him. Get him a stud wide receiver in Jamar Chase or freaking Devontae Smith. See what he can do then, and then you can make a decision. Moving on to number 3, I got the New York Jets. The Jets are the Jets, man. They don't even know how to tank right. They were in line to get the number 1 overall pick. Draft Trevor Lawrence, one of the best QBs we've had coming out of college in a while, and they somehow won games. So they have the number 2 pick in the draft, and they're in line to draft Justin Fields. But the thing that I don't like about that is with this QB class, just in my opinion, we haven't had the combine yet, we haven't had anything, just game tape. I think the only QB in this class that's going to be a stud franchise QB is Trevor Lawrence. I think Justin Fields will be good. I think the other QBs will be at least solid, if not good. But I don't think they're going to be that game-changing Super Bowl talent like a Deshaun Watson would be. Jets have 2 first-round picks, including the 2nd overall. They also got a lot of young talent. The Jets haven't had a good quarterback in like over 10 years. But if I'm the Jets, I would give up my 2 first-round picks this year, and I'd even consider giving up 1 next year. 3 total first-round picks and a young player to get Deshaun Watson. Do whatever you can to get him. They have a ton of cap space, so they can sign people too. Quarterback position's the hardest to replace. You get Deshaun Watson, you don't have to worry about that for a very long time. And then you can just spend money to fill out the rest of your roster and then have a good draft. The Jets will be set. That is a team I want to see get Deshaun Watson. Make the Jets relevant again. Number 2, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can you imagine that freaking defense with Deshaun Watson throwing the ball? Big Ben's towards the end of his career. You saw in the playoff game versus the Browns, he just didn't come out. He didn't produce. He just wasn't ready. He's going to retire within next year or 2. Speed up that process and get Deshaun Watson. They're going to have to give up something that hurts, obviously. They're going to have to give up some draft capital, plus they'll probably have to give up a very good player on the defensive side of the football. Maybe they're interested in a young wide receiver like Deontay Johnson. They don't have a lot of wide receivers. But the Steelers, from a trade standpoint, don't make as much sense as the Jets and the Dolphins just because they don't have nearly the draft capital that they do. So if the Jets or Dolphins really want him, I think they're best in line to pick him up. It's just a matter if either of them do. It's hard trading a top 5 pick in the NFL. Saves you a ton of money. And you could hit big. But if neither of those teams are in on Deshaun Watson, Steelers can jump right in and pick him up, and they will instantly be a Super Bowl contender. I was worried about the offense all year. Their defense is so good, but their offense really isn't. You're getting a game changer at quarterback, you automatically become a Super Bowl contender. With that defense, they're kind of in the same situation as the Bears are in, but I believe that the Steelers have the capital and the players that can get Deshaun Watson. And number 1, this is the team that I think needs to do whatever it takes to go out and get this game-changing quarterback. Deshaun Watson, you put him on a good team, a good coach team, a team that's going to put a winning product on the field, they instantly become a Super Bowl contender. He is going to make every single team better. But he's going to make this team from a non-playoff team that I think they might even be Super Bowl favorites. And that is the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco made the Super Bowl last year with Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback. A very, very, very average quarterback. And they were killed this year. They were literally bent over with injuries all year long. The point where versus the Packers, they were playing like their second and third stringers at almost every position. It was like that all year for them. They need to get a new quarterback. But it's so fun to imagine that kind of offense. You're going to take the Texans don't have, which is a lot of speed, a lot of burners, and you were going to give Deshaun Watson, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle as his weapons. Oh, there's going to be so much fun with that. Deshaun Watson's so great at escaping the pocket. You're going to give Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel just so much space to kind of just run around. Nobody's going to be able to keep up with them. The offense is going to be fun. If this happens, the offense will be so fun to watch. And that defense is really, really, really good. I don't think they'd be as good as the Steelers if they picked him up, but the 49ers would instantly be Super Bowl favorites. But like Steelers, they'd have to give up some that hurts. They don't have a draft capital as the Jets or the Dolphins. Really, no team does. If they want him, they're going to get him. It's as simple as that. But they do have young players that can get him. What about Kevin Kinlaw? I think that's his first name. Kinlaw, defensive tackle. But you get the Jets, another interior defensive lineman like Kinlaw, maybe a young player or two, and 2 first-round picks? It's at least an intriguing package that the Texans would think about. But like I said, I don't think Deshaun Watson gets traded anywhere unless it's for insane package. Like, it'll be something we've never seen before. Like 3, even 4 first-round picks. We don't know. The Jets and the Dolphins want him, which they should. Every single team should. They're going to offer a shit ton to get him. But there you boys have it. Number 5, I got the Bears. 4 Dolphins. 3 Jets. 2 Steelers. And the team I think needs to go out and get him. They're in their prime right now. They got a Super Bowl window. 49ers, baby, go out and get you a Deshaun Watson. But then again, every team should be calling and at least seeing what it would take to get him besides the Chiefs and the Packers. But anyways, boys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that like button in the comment section below. Let me know, where do you think Deshaun Watson is heading? And if you enjoyed these NFL type videos, I'm trapped in here for a week, and until I figure out my placement and everything, you'll be seeing a lot of these. So comment some other stuff, IRL stuff, football stuff, whatever it is you want to see. Maybe card opening videos. We'll think of some, but be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'm out. Peace.